got cocky, tried a different venting system, didn't work, fail. I think the metal weren't quite hot enough also. Adding metals. I think it's slowing down the it's slowing down the melting on that. Anyway, so I thought I ain't going to bother anymore with this for the rest of the weekend, because I know I can do it, and I'm going to do some more, and I'm making the next box now. This isn't going to be a box, but I'm going to make a box with this, but these will be for something separate. I just wanted to talk about crucibles quickly. There's a couple of things I've noticed, because then what happened was I went on to YouTube, and then I'm like started watching other stuff. And some of the things I've seen, oh my goodness, I mean, you might have seen the one I did about matey with his 7 3/4 kilos of copper almost filling an 8 kilo crucible when they were cold and solid and gaps in between them all, and you might have seen that. There's another one I saw, another thing I saw that someone was doing. Let me just bring you down here a second. These things, right? You get these once you've doing a melt and you've got a bit left in the crucible, and people are leaving these in their crucible to remelt. Now, you shouldn't do that. You can by all means try and purify a bit more metal out of these, but basically these are just full of oxide, and you don't want that anywhere near. And when the last one, there's quite a lot in here. There's a heck of a lot in here, and it's all waste, and it's like weighs a heck of a lot. So that's one thing that I noticed that people are doing. Just a second, let me get these a sec. So you always clean your crucible out before you reuse it again. Always. All right, so the other thing I see people doing, when you buy these forges, particularly the propane one, you get some kind of kit that comes with it. And I see people with these picking up the crucible like this. It's like, no, oh my God, I can't believe what you're doing there. These are really, literally, only really any good for adding metals to the mix. As you want to melt some more, as it melts and the level drops, so you can put more in. That's all they're really good for, and they're only really good for double-handed operation unless you can loosen them off a bit. And even then, you've got a limited range because they're so long. So they are a double-handed. They're pretty much useless, to be honest. I mean, I guess they could be used for picking up something that's hot that's fell on the floor, but they're pretty useless. So it is worth investing in something like this, right? Now, even this isn't perfect, but this is a better spread of the pickup. But even this isn't perfect, yeah, because it's still applying pressure to the sides, but at least it's evenly spreading the pressure. You can get some more elaborate ones that have got the twin or 3 blades around and go, they're quite nice. And then for your pouring, these, yeah, I mean, and again, this is a really simple design, and it's not infallible, but it is spreading the load all the way around so that when you pour, and you can actually grip it to grip hold of it, yeah, you've got hold of it if you tip it more than the falling out point. Whereas those other ones where you sit in and they tip them, and sometimes they could tip out. There you can get some really elaborate ones with the little clips and all that lot. That's a little bit overkill, but then, you're being 100% safe, ain't you? So it doesn't matter what you do with it, it ain't going to fall out. So I just thought I would get those things that, like these, don't. Just stop. I see people picking the crucible up, red hot, with molten metal in it. Look, when your crucible fails, it will fail catastrophically, okay? And if this happens to you, luckily these happens to me when I clean, yeah? And all the crucible fails that I've had have happened when I've been cleaning them after a melt. And which is good, because it's not happening to me when it's full of molten metal and you're picking it up with these. You don't know when it's going to fail. I don't know when it's going to fail. I've only ever discovered these by accident. And you imagine that you're picking that up. What actually happened was I'm cleaning out one of these leftover husks, and as I put a thing into the side to give it a little twist, the side gave way a little bit, and I'm like, oh, that's ready to go. And then of course it all just crumbled. So it will just crumble. Now I could break this up and reuse it. I could break that up and remold it back into another crucible, but I'm not going to. I think it's better to get somebody else to do it, and I'll buy them ready done and then nicely glazed as well. So that's my advice. Stop doing that and throw these husks away. Don't remelt them. Unless, of course, you want to really go to town to get every single ounce of metal out of your scrap. But if it's only scrap metal you're melting, then what's the point? Anyway, have a good day, folks.